Welcome to Basic Brewing Video. I'm James Spencer.
I'm Steve Wilkes.
Here we are again.
At the end of the year.
Yes, we are. We made it through yet another year.
Can you believe it?
I can't. Well, congratulations, and
Congratulations to you too.
thanks for sticking with me this long period of time.
Thanks for sticking with us.
Yeah, thanks to you for staying as long as you have.
Engaged and motivated to download this podcast. Or whatever you're doing.
Well, let's motivate ourselves a little more
do.
with something to drink.
This is a barley wine.
It is.
Tell me about it.
This is our third in the continuing series of holiday small batch barley wines. I made this one a few weeks ago, and it is made. It's an all grain barley wine made in my little 2-gallon mash tun made out of the 2-gallon Rubbermaid cooler.
Yeah.
And I based it on the same basic recipe that I've used over the past couple years. Thank you. Which is 4 pounds of 2-row and 2 ounces of 90 Lovibond Crystal. This year I went wacky.
Crazy.
Ape something or other crazy, as we used to say. I added 2 ounces of aromatic, which is not crazy. I bittered it with 0.7 ounces of Fuggles for 60 minutes.
So, pretty standard.
That's not the crazy part.
No.
Now, we go to video and show you what I did. That was nuts. I was inspired by our fruit. This all started out as an ingredient in fruitcake. So I thought I would turn the tables and put the fruitcake stuff in the beer.
So this is a fruitcake barley wine.
That's right. So I started off with, at the 30 minutes before the end of the boil, I added 1/4 cup brown sugar, 2 tablespoons of molasses. At 15 minutes before the end of the boil, I added 1/2 cup of roasted chopped pecans. At 10 minutes before the end of the boil, I added 2 ounces each candied pineapple, mango, and papaya that I chopped up in a food processor.
And that's what we've got here.
That's right.
Wow.
We got that right there. That's what you see.
Yeah, can you see that?
We'll come back to the camera for just a minute. That's that kind of nuclear, radioactive colored stuff there.
Yeah.
Then at the 5 minutes before the end of the boil, I added 1/2 teaspoon each of cinnamon, ginger, cloves, and nutmeg.
Wow. So a spice bomb.
Yeah. And when I put the spices in the pot, I was like, whoa, my gosh, I've screwed up, because it was like putting your face right in the middle of a potpourri bag. So anyway, I started off, the original gravity was 1.121, which amazed me.
Wow.
But you think about it, all that sugar with the fruit and all the sugar with the molasses and the brown sugar. So I pitched 4 grams of Safale USO5. A couple weeks later, the final gravity was 1026, 1.026.
I've brewed beers with starting gravities that weren't that big.
That's right. But it's 77% apparent attenuation, so the yeast did a great job of getting the gravity down.
Yeah.
The ABV, alcohol by volume, biggest beer I've ever made, 12.7%. So, let's taste it.
Yep.
What does it taste like?
Tastes like beer. Tastes like a fruitcake. Actually, it tastes like a spice cake.
Yeah. The spices aren't nearly as crazy as I thought they were going to be.
They're really not. There's kind of a roastiness, kind of a roasted fruit flavor. It's very good. It's very giant beer.
We actually used some uncarbonated beer for a recipe that Steve's going to talk about in a minute. The carbonation really adds a lot.
Boy, it really does. And swirl it and then get some of the nose. There's kind of a biscuitiness.
It's like a spice bread. Mm-hmm. I'm not sure if I get a lot of fruit. Wow. But it is kind of like a fruitcake.
I'm getting a buzz just smelling this stuff. I'm telling you.
Yeah, this will do us for a little while. But tell us the recipe that you made. What did you make, Steve?
I made black walnut ice cream. Black walnut barley wine ice cream.
So serve us up some.
I'm going to serve some, and I'll tell you what's in it.
I'll counter over here. This is what I learned in stage.
We're just going to do a little bit of this here because we got to save it for.
Say, I'm over here now. He's over there.
Other times, but this is real ice cream. In other words, this is a French vanilla ice cream. I used 6 egg yolks, no egg whites, cup and a half of milk, 2 cups of cream. I made a custard sauce. Shall we switch? Because we wouldn't want to confuse the viewing audience.
We'll be do-si-doing.
Yeah. Anyway, I made just a standard French vanilla custard and put that with the cream, let it cool, vanilla, sugar, eggs, milk, cream, that's it. And then 6 ounces of this barley wine in the custard, so I cooked the alcohol off, don't have to worry about that. And there wouldn't be enough in there to 6 ounces and a big deal ice cream. Grandma is not going to be falling off the porch with that.
She may be teetering.
She may teeter. No. And then as it was setting up, then I added 4 ounces of black walnuts to it. So this is a barley wine ice cream.
Now I'm wondering, oh, it's delicious. I'm wondering if the alcohol would have hurt the setting up of the ice cream.
Well, maybe. But I wouldn't think so because the alcohol would have certainly boiled off in making the custard. So there shouldn't have been any alcohol left in it.
That's delicious. Now, in the past, we've made recipes with beer, and people have questioned whether the beer has actually made an impact on the recipe. Sometimes it's hard to tell, frankly.
This has definitely made an impact.
This time, you can really taste the roastiness, the breadiness,
Yep.
the spiciness.
Yep.
Oh, and it's very good. So good. And hardly any calories at all.
Just very few. Maybe 20, 30.
Per gram.
Per gram.
Actually.
So
probably low.
Yeah. So anyway, beer ice cream. Go figure.
Cheers.
Cheers. Boy, serve that up at the end of a holiday. Put that on a slice of pumpkin pie and see what happens.
Oh my goodness. That is such a flavor combination. And again, the carbonation really made a big difference in the taste of the beer. It brightens it up.
It really does.
It lightens up the body a bit, and it makes it really a much more special beer. It'd be interesting to see how it ages over next year, because I've got more bottles of it to try next year.
Yeah.
Which is part of the fun of having a barley wine.
That's right. Actually, that is right. A barley wine is a beer that you can make and enjoy relatively quickly, but it will be, it will be different, and one would assume better. I mean, you could say better, but that's a relative term.
Right.
But it'll soften.
Some relatives are better.
Some relatives are better than others, as I'm about to find out.
We hope that you have fun with your relatives.
That's right.
In this holiday season, and we will see you next year.
That's right. Happy brewing.
Cheers.
Come and visit us on the web. At basicbrewing.com, you can find archive lists of both our audio and video podcasts on home brewing. You can also find our DVDs, Introduction to Extract Home Brewing, Stepping into All Grain, Low-Tech Lagering and Decoction Mashing, and our latest edition, Introduction to Wine Kits. And for a limited time, check out our 2010 Brewer's Logbook. Drop us a line. We'd love to hear from you. Write to james@basicbrewing.com, steve@basicbrewing.com, or just use the contact form on basicbrewing.com.
Can you get it over the counter?
We'll need 2 Viagra for that.